Hello friends, do you love tea and natural wellness products as much as I do? I've partnered with Positively Tea and Positively Botanicals, and I can honestly say I drink their organic loose leaf tea almost every day, and I love it. From organic teas to natural remedies, they offer high-quality products that support a healthy, mindful lifestyle. When you shop through my affiliate link, you not only discover amazing products for yourself, but you also help support the podcast. Visit the link in the show notes to explore their selections today. And for you coffee lovers, they have you covered as well. Treat yourself, support the show, and keep connecting with the natural world. Hello friends, and welcome to the Forest Connection. I'm Paul, and today, as promised, last week or last episode that we were together, I talked a little bit about what forest bathing is all about. I ran through the process of forest bathing. We talked about forest bathing, why we do forest bathing, the science behind forest bathing. And I told you that the next time we meet, we are going to actually do a forest bathing session. So that's what I am doing today. In the woods, it's early morning. I like to get here nice and early when it's nice and quiet, not a lot of people around. I have a couple of spots that I go to, and this is one of them. They are public parks, so I do have a chance of people coming in and actually interrupting my forest bathing session, or if they want to join, that's fine with me. But so today I chose one of those spots. I like to come here early because, once again, fewer people on the trails, fewer people here. You may hear noise in the background every once in a while. It is midweek, which means that there's even fewer people in the park. If it was like weekend, I would not forest bathe on the weekend unless I was on private property that I had permission to be there. So anyhow, I am here at one of my favorite spots, and I am just getting to the trail now, and I'm being welcomed by a woodpecker, or a squirrel. Actually, I think that was a red squirrel I just heard. I'm being welcomed by the woods already. So as I am entering the woods, I'm going to go to my spot where it's kind of my entry spot. And what I mean by that, this is where, in my opinion, the trail begins for my forest bathing session. So I will stop here at my entrance spot. I am at the trailhead, and I am going to just stop, look around me. I haven't truly entered the forest yet. I'm at the edge of it. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to hold it, and then I'm going to let it go. And as I'm doing this, I'm thinking, relax. Hold it, and let all the tensions go. Third time. Hold and release all the tensions. I like doing that because it clears my head. Now, normally when I'm doing my own forest bathing, I am not talking in the middle of it. I am not talking throughout it. I do have certain things that I will do talking to the forest, but I'm going to be narrating, and we are only going to have this episode a half hour long. I'm not going to do a 2-3 hour episode, but I'm probably going to be in the woods here at least 2 hours, but there will be a lot of editing. So just to let you know, if you hear some breaks now and then, I edited sections out. A lot of it is just observing, a lot of it is just being. So I'm just going over the basics of what I am doing here. Okay, so anyhow, I cleared my head. And there is a log right here. Now, I'm not going to step over it. It's over to the side of the trail. I didn't put it across the trail because I don't want someone else tripping on it. This is a public trail. But I am going to use that as my entry. And I'm going to step past the log, and I am into the woods. And this is where I ask the woods, do I have your permission to enter and be a part? With the birds calling and the breeze, you get some branches right in front of me that are waving in the breeze. And just the feeling, besides all these other cues, that yes, you may enter. And I'm not going to go hiking through the woods. I'm just doing a nice casual walk through the woods. It's an autumn day, so you may hear some rustling leaves on the ground. And I'm just observing. I'm waiting for my invitation. If you recall from last session, I talked about invitations, and there's different invitations. You're looking for something that just stands out, or something that's inviting you to come and say hello. So that's what I am doing right now, is I'm just going slowly. I'm just stopping every once in a while. I'm looking around. I'm going to close my eyes. Oh, it feels so good with that cool, brisk air on my face. It's very calm this morning, but I can still feel the air on my face. That's why that branch that was just waving, I mean, there's hardly any breeze at all. As I'm looking around, there's calmness, nothing's moving. So those branches were just telling me to come on in. And I'm hearing all the nuts in the trees falling right now around me. I'm going to move on a little further. Just meandering. I like to call it meandering. I'm probably going to do this for a little while until I find an invitation where I'll stop every once in a while. I will smell, I'll look, anything that just calls to me. As I'm waiting for my invitation, I'm also inviting the woods to basically invite me. I'm inviting the woods to be with me, to be a part of my life. Now, I don't know why, but I'm being called off the trail here. I'm walking next to a creek. The creek is very inviting here. It's not flowing. We've had a dry spell here. So the creek is actually very still. I mean, I can see, yeah, there is a little bit of flow. We haven't had rain in over a week here. So it is very dry. And the creek has all the colorful fallen leaves in it. But over the certain areas of rock, I can see the movement in the water. And when I get into a large puddled area, yeah, things are falling from the sky. As I get into a large puddled area, it looks very calm. It's not moving at all. I'm just going to stop here a minute. Once again, I'm going to look around. Listen to the birds. hear a chipmunk calling. The trees are talking to me, dropping their nuts. Gotta be careful in the woods this time of year, especially if you're around nut-bearing trees. Walnuts are the worst. There's some pieces of a tree on the ground in the creek bed here. It's a pretty wide creek bed, but like I said, most of it's dry. I'm walking right in the creek bed right now. Lots of shale. And there's some fallen, rotting tree parts here. I'm sure a woodpecker has been working on a dead tree. Yeah, I see a dead tree overhead. So those have probably fallen in here, and it's got a really neat artistic pattern to it. But I'm going to move on a little further, see what I find. Now I've traveled probably about, I don't know, maybe 100 feet. It's taken me about 15 minutes. So that's why I said I'm going to be doing some editing here, because I don't want you to have to listen to the whole thing. I'm listening to the birds calling me. And this section of creek, once again, just walking through the creek bed, it called to me. It invited me. So I'm not sure what it was. I think it was because you could actually see the way the light was shining on it. The sun is just coming up. The colors coming through the trees, the oranges. They invited me to this section of the creek, the way the light was shining in the water. And it's several little waterfall. I mean, they're only like 6 inches tall, the way the shale broke here. And then there's a section where I'm standing right now that has more of a cascade. It's coming down, just flowing downhill. But these tiny little waterfalls just above it. And it's almost like it's pointing in the way the water is flowing. And every once in a while you see a water beetle just skirting its way across the top. And this seems to be the spot that was inviting me. And it's even inviting me to start experiencing it, more than just watching it. And I've been standing here for a few minutes watching the way the water is flowing, listening to it. You can probably hear the trickles. I'll get a little closer with the microphone. Trickles are very soothing, but I'm actually going to take my shoes off and my socks. And I'm going to step into this. Ooh, that is cold. I'm going to step into the water. Normally I wouldn't be narrating this, but I want you to know what I'm doing. So I'm stepping right into the water. Got my feet wet, and I found a spot where the water is flowing over my feet, and it is cold. It's a brisk morning. This water is really cold, but it feels good. It's almost like a foot massage. And this is something that I want you to do when you're forest bathing, is I want you to ask yourself, as you're experiencing things, how do I feel? How does this make me feel? You know, do I feel connected to nature when I do this? Or am I still disconnected? Hopefully you feel connected, because that's what forest bathing is about, is connecting with the natural world. So what I'm feeling is a connection to the stream. I feel grounded to the stream. The water flowing over my feet. It's like a massage to my feet. It's like the energy of the stream is flowing into the energy of my feet. I feel like I'm part of the stream. I can feel the flow throughout my body. And I almost feel like my body, I don't know, maybe my blood is going with the flow. My energy is going with the flow. So that's what I'm feeling here. Now, I'm not going to stand in it too long, because like I said, it is cold. Don't want to get frostbite on my feet. Not this early in the year. I never want to, but definitely not in early October. So I'm going to step out of the water, and I'm going to put my shoes back on, and then I'm going to move on a little bit to another section of the creek. Now, as I walked further up the creek, I found another spot that was inviting me, and at this spot I decided to do a close-up, because that's what I was being invited to do, seeing nature up close. And I found this area. Like I said, the creek is flowing very slow, and this is a pooled area. It's maybe about, I'm going to guess, 3 inches deep at the most, at its deepest point. And then it gets shallower, and there's some tiny little fish. And I think that's what invited me, was the movement in the water. I noticed some critters floating along the top, and I'm watching them. I'm watching their patterns, and I'm watching, and it's so unique how they have their legs spread out, and it's almost like it's helping them float along the water, the surface of the water. I mean, I already know these insects, but we're not here to learn about nature today. We're learning about forest bathing. So I know how they're doing it, but it's kind of neat to just stop and observe and understand how nature works in this way. And it almost makes me feel lighter inside, almost giggly, because watching them, it's almost comical to see them darting back and forth in the water. And there are some fish who are trapped in here. They're going to have to wait for some more rain in order to move on, but apparently there's enough to sustain them in this small area. And that makes me happy to know that they're doing all right in this small little area. And the slightly flowing water is bringing nutrients to them. So that makes me feel good, knowing they'll be all right. It's a big enough area, and there aren't a lot of them. There's only a few that got trapped in here. But this is their home now, and they've got some cover to get away from any birds that try to come along and eat them. And another thing I'm noticing in this area is the leaves just floating. It's autumn, so the leaves are colorful. They're just starting to change colors. And we're probably about a 50%. I shouldn't say starting. They're well on their way. And there's some very colorful leaves just floating in the water. It's like the trees are giving their nutrients back to the earth. It's like I'm done with them for the year, and they drop them down in, and they just Let them float away so that those nutrients can go to another part of the forest. So this is kind of a sit spot, forest bathing in this section. I mean, I immersed myself before when I was standing in the water. Here it's more of just a sit spot, just watching. And I picked up close because I like to do that now and then. I decided to watch the animals up close, see what they're doing, see what they look like. So I'm probably going to stay here for a short while and then I'll move on. Now I did step out of the creek and I'm up on the trail now. It was just inviting me to come out here. The trees, I think, were calling me. They're inviting me. Because I was in the creek walking along, it's like the trees are dropping the nuts. They were just still. Every once in a while there'd be a little bit of a breeze coming through that would shake the leaves. And it's almost like they were dancing. So it was inviting me to come out, so I decided to come out and spend a little time with the forest. And while I'm here with the trees, I like to go up to them and touch them, share energy with them. So I'm giving the tree my energy and it's giving me its energy. So we're passing energy back and forth through my hand. I'm feeling the texture of the different trees. There's several different types of trees in here. Some softwoods, conifers, and some hardwoods. There's some maples, some oaks, lots of nuts on the ground here from the oak trees. Gotta move slowly through here because you don't want to roll away on all these acorns on the ground, little acorns. But I'm just going to walk along slowly. I'm going to stop every once in a while and just touch a tree. Maybe I'll even hug a tree, because that's what I do when I'm forest bathing. So you do your thing. I wanted you to walk with me through the woods and experience how I would do a forest bathing session. Every one of my sessions is different. There's some things, some aspects like this that I like to do just because I love trees and I love hugging them and being a part of their lives too. Sometimes when I'm walking through the woods, I'll just touch each tree as I walk past it, and it's like my hands tingle because it's from the energy of the trees. So I'm going to spend some time with some of the trees. Oh, here's one that's calling me. It's just covered in moss. So I'm going to go over to it. And sometimes I'll just, oh yeah, that is so soft, that moss. Now I'm just feeling the moss. It's all over its roots. Be gentle. Remember, you are a guest here in the forest. We are part of the forest when we're in it, but we are still a guest. This is their home, not ours. And don't forget to look up, too. I'm looking up right now, looking up at this big, strong, mighty tree. Doesn't matter what type of tree. We're not here to identify. We're here to be a part of. And I'm just watching the way the sky and the sun, which is still just coming up, just looking up at the sky and the sun, which is much higher in the sky now. It's much brighter here. I'm watching the way it's coming through the leaves and the patterns it's making. And there's a conifer next to this tree, so I'm looking through the needles up at the leaves of this tree, which makes an even neater pattern. The conifer needles are darker green, whereas the hardwood that I'm touching, this tree has a lot of yellows coming out. Not a lot of reds, but a lot of yellows and still some greens up there too. So it gives almost an artistic palette. It's like nature's art up above me. So make sure you look around. And then I look down on the ground and I'm seeing all the fallen leaves. Not a lot of color here. You know, these trees around here didn't get a lot of red. So that's still very beautiful, very artistic. You know, and I don't know if you can hear my smile. I just feel very comfortable and relaxed and happy here. I'm going to stay here a little while. I'm going to be with this tree. I may actually sit down next to it and just talk to it for a little while. And just have that feeling with this tree like it's listening to me. So I'll do that. I'll sit here for a while and just talk to it and get some of my stresses off my chest and listen to the tree, let it absorb all those stresses and get them out of my life. And the tree can just get rid of it the way that it wants to. So I'm going to do that for a little while, so I'll be back. Well, I probably spent a good half hour, 45 minutes at that tree. I sat down next to it and we talked a little bit and just absorbed its energy and just watched nature around me, watched the squirrel that was running through the woods, watched some other things that were going on. I looked up close at some of the things. I studied the moss, which is really interesting. And now I'm actually headed on out towards my entrance. Once again, I'm not hiking, I'm not walking, I am meandering. That's what I like to call it. So I'm just going real slow, just taking my time. I'm probably at a quarter of my normal walking pace through the woods. I do a lot of hiking, but I'm not the type who hikes fast through the woods because I like to stop and look at things. When I meander, I stop even more. And I'm observing everything, looking up, looking down. Every once in a while you'll hear me trip when I'm walking in the woods because I'm too busy looking around. I don't see the rock or the stick that's across the trail in front of me. Now I just came to my entry spot in the woods. And I know just about 20 feet there's a nice log over there that I can sit on and just relax and absorb, get ready for the rest of the day. But I'm going to stop here at my entry point and I'm going to say thank you. Thank you for this time together. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you very much. And I did that when I was at the tree too. Thank you so much for letting me connect with you, for taking my stresses away. Thank you for healing me, giving me all the healing energy from you, all the healing air and the water. Thank you so much for being a part of my life today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I always like to give my gratitude to the woods when I exit it. And then I'm going to head over to my spot, and I brought with me a thermos with some warm tea in. I made my tea ahead of time. Sometimes I'll actually collect like pine needles. I don't do that much in the autumn. Usually I'm doing it in the summer. And I'm just going to sit on this log for a little while, not too long, and just reflect on everything. If you're doing forest bathing with someone, it's a good opportunity. And some people, sometimes I will also, but I know some people do this before they exit the woods. I like to do it afterwards. And I will just reflect with everyone else and ask how they felt about it. I'll share my feelings about the session. And so that is what forest bathing is all about. This was I was in the woods about 2 hours total. Yes, I did edit out quite a bit, but I just wanted you to get the gist of what I do during a forest bathing session. But since this was my forest bathing session, I also wanted to have time for me. So I'd like to thank you for joining me today. If you'd like to support the podcast, then I encourage you to go to the show notes and click on the link to my Ko-Fi page, and you can make a donation to the Forest Connection. All of the proceeds go towards the Nature Wanderer podcast and the Forest Connection podcast. It keeps the show on the air. I'd like to thank you for your support and keep connecting with the natural world around you.
Hey there, fellow nature wanderers. If you're like me, you love spending time outdoors, breathing in that fresh air and connecting with the natural world. But at home, have you ever thought about what's in the products you use every single day? That's why I'm excited to share Apple Valley Natural Soap with you. Their handcrafted all-natural soaps are made with organic ingredients, essential oils, and no harsh chemicals. Awesome! So they're not only great for your skin, but they're safe for the planet. And they don't just stop at soap. Apple Valley Natural Soap also carries a full line of natural skincare products, including shampoos, body butters, facial bars, and more. All designed to nourish your skin without synthetic ingredients. You can't beat that. That's just awesome. Whether you're hiking in the woods or just winding down after a long day, their products bring a little bit of nature right into your home. And the best part? By supporting Apple Valley Natural Soap through the Nature Wanderer, you're also supporting this podcast. Just head to the show notes and click on the link for Apple Valley Natural Soap. So go ahead, treat yourself and the environment to something better. Your skin and Mother Nature will thank you. Hello, friends. I hope you're out wandering through nature, exploring the natural world around you. Do you enjoy writing about your wanderings? Nature journaling is an awesome, fun way to remember all the adventures you have taken and how you felt during those journeys. If you're looking for some beautiful journals to keep track of all your wanderings, I have several available on Amazon, including some guided journals for children. Start your journey in journaling by clicking on the link in the show notes. Keep exploring the nature around you and keep journaling all your wanderings.